Vechain family, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Thank you for all your support. It's been quite some time, since we talked about Vechain, but I wanted to make an update for you guys because I did see a few comments coming in. Crypto ZX, please make an update on Vechain. Now, as you guys know, I have done on my channel in the past. If you've been pretty much keeping up with every single update that I make on the channel, if it's not Vechain, if it's some other asset, I'm sure you guys know that I am quite busy, so it's really hard to make updates for every single thing. But if you show me the support that I really want to see in the comments down below, and of course by hitting that subscribe button, like button, it really shows me that you guys want to see more of these updates. I'll try my absolute best to keep you guys covered with the Vechain update. So looking across the board right now, everything seems to be up right now due to Bitcoin pretty much breaking out today, which was amazing to see. Vechain up 6% right now, which is of course nice to see, but shouldn't really be overly a big surprise for any one of us because of the fact that the entire market is moving, not just Vechain. But the price of Vechain right now is at about 2.5 cents, up 5.6% as mentioned in USD. We're only up about 1.6% in Bitcoin comparative, as to be expected because of course, dominance is still quite high. But the valuation for Vechain, $2.2 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at $44.7 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So I want to talk about, before I pull out the charts for you guys, I really want to talk about the tokenomics on this coin. Tokenomics on this coin have gotten much better. I would say this is, I don't think it can get any better than this when it comes to the tokenomics, because the max supply is 86.7 billion and we're sitting at about almost 86 billion in circulation. So that itself really shows you that pretty much all the coins that were potentially going to be coming on the market are already there. Because of course in the last cycle, Vechain still made some crazy price action, but of course the valuation compared to the circulation supply, we need to factor that in. Circulation supply last time around was literally nothing. It was nothing. And here, let me actually take you guys down memory lane. So we're just looking at the market valuation. Let's go max. So the market cap that Vechain achieved here, actually, you know what? Let's go log. There we go. So give or take around 16 billion. Let's just say 16 billion. So let me just put this into perspective as to what that would be. So let's say we were to reach $16 billion valuation right now. So that would be 5.98. We're looking at an 18 cents. So in terms of the dollar price, give or take, it would be 18 cents right now for Vechain, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm doing the right math. Do correct me down below, but give or take, it would be 18 cents. So now if we were to go on the price chart and take a look at Vechain all-time high, that itself was around 30 cents, if I'm not mistaken here. Let's actually go down. I think we'll be able to see it. Yeah, so 28.1 cents. Some exchanges did see 30 cents. So now we were looking at a big difference with the same valuation. What does that show you? That shows you the circulation supply back then was much lower. So now in terms of tokenomics aspect, it's much better. So in terms of interest coming in, when things really start heating up, people would be more looking towards this because the tokenomics are much better than they were in the past. And of course, at the end of the day, this is real working product. Vechain is another layer one, and it has a lot of working product. It has a real world use case. A lot of big corporations, a lot of big companies that are actually using the Vechain Thor blockchain. And that itself is something that people neglect. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, why is the price of Vechain not, pumping? Like, why is it not exploding to the likes of, where we were last year? There's a lot of factors into it. And it's kind of goes back to what I've said. A lot of layer ones and layer twos, if you kind of go even look at it for yourself, a majority of them actually are down so much compared to where they were, early this year and even late last year. So that's something we need to factor in. And a huge part of that is this right here. The dominance is sitting at 64.52%. That's something I don't want you guys to neglect. BTC, on the other hand, had a beautiful day today. We're currently sitting at almost 110,000. We actually closed above $110,000, which is amazing to see. We're seeing a little bit of a cool off, nothing to be overly surprised, but we're on the verge of breaking towards an all-time high. So right now, why we're seeing so much green across the board is only because of BTC. Bitcoin breaking out like this has caused this. But in terms of dominance, dominance is really high right now. So in terms of seeing those explosive moves, double-digit gains, you don't really see that quite often with the dominance being this this high. So with that said, now let's take a look at where Vechain is currently sitting. So let's go down memory lane. We were sitting at 8 cents for Vechain in December of last year, and since then we have dropped a staggering 76.36%. And as I've said, this is pretty much a similar scenario for multiple different projects across the board because dominance has gone up quite a bit. But altcoin season, a lot of analysts are starting to talk about an altcoin season. If you're looking at inflows, Ethereum is getting a lot of inflows right now, which kind of projects that, is this really going to be a time where, you need to start paying attention to utility projects or altcoins in general. But right now, we are sitting in the bear market, consolidation. You can see this for yourself for Vechain. Everyone has a different ways of looking at it, but below this key resistance, I've stated to you guys before, and even honestly below the 5.5 cents, this is a bear market zone for myself. So they're still accumulating within this range. Obviously, the 24-hour trading volume is still quite low in the grand scheme of things, but if dominance starts pulling down, I am projecting us to see something, like what we saw just last month, where Vechain did retest a 3.36 cents key resistance, got rejected. We know the history of this key resistance, so I'm not surprised at the fact that we got rejected at that range. Once we break out, that would mark it pretty much for the first time since the beginning of the year that, we have broken out. Things can really start moving up quite fast if the volume is on our side and BTC dominance has pulled down. So I'm going to take it one step at a time. Obviously, there's still a lot of resistance coming in the way, but we did make our way back up to this range quite fast. So that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind. Still in this accumulation zone, but it has a long ways to go. We did get into the 78.6, which was only brief, but hopefully things really start, heating up once again. And again, if you want to put this into perspective, that itself, if we were to retest last year's high, that's only 216% move. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, what do you mean only? Believe it or not, when the market starts heating up, as we have seen in the past, things can move up very, very fast. So we're going to take it one step at a time. Let me know down below if you want to see more of these Vechain updates. Smash that like button, hit that red subscribe button. Love you all. See you later. Been Crypto ZX and peace out.